Good evening. We've solved the mystery of the house with weeping walls, which has created headlines today. For 3 years, George and Lena Tanous claimed a miracle, that the walls of their house are weeping in oil that heals. Laura Sparks clears up the mystery now, once and for all.
I'm really, amazed by these things I've seen.
For the healing of your body and soul. Amen.
Nothing can prepare you for what you feel when you walk inside that room.
Our Father, who art in heaven.
I wouldn't actually be here if it wasn't for her.
They're the unexplainable, supposedly religious phenomena that thousands flock to in the hope of a miracle. Weeping statues and walls, visions of religious figures, tricks of light, or is seeing believing?
I can tell you that there is something beyond our mind, and that's something not made by the human hands.
This suburban house in Sydney is making headlines yet again. Walls dripping with an oil believers claim is healing. We first visited 2 years ago.
I see myself, I'm healing from my inside, and I'm being strong.
I put it on the first day, and since then all my pain has gone.
We're looking at underfloor cavity in the ceiling space.
Later, the scientific answer to this event and other mysteries.
I'd be very intrigued to see where the fluid is actually coming from.
17-year-old Michael Tanous died in a car accident 3 years ago.
It was a shock. I couldn't believe it's gone.
A month after his death, his parents, Lena and George, noticed oil mysteriously weeping from his bedroom wall. Then ash suddenly appeared on the floor. News spread fast. Thousands made the pilgrimage.
They crying, they praying, and they shocked when they see.
I've got 2 sick daughters, and I just said to my husband, I'm going to get the miracle, the water, to bless my kids with, because I just can't believe it.
What we'll be doing is we'll be chemically analysing the substances coming through the walls.
But there is a scientific explanation. Anthony Camus from Gitex tested the oil.
It's very likely to be aqueous-based with some trace substances of what you'd find in an oil. We conducted a microscopic examination of the ash, and it's likely that ash is charcoal derived from timber.
So the oil is mainly water with traces of oil. The ash, just the good old-fashioned type.
We believe it's a result of some type of unnatural intervention.
What about other religious phenomena? There's the Weeping Virgin Mary statue in Perth.
There's no way can I deny what's happened to me. And I think it's a wonderful thing.
I put the oil on her forehead and on her hands. And she was lying there, and I kept calling out to her, and then she opened her eyes.
It has to be a miracle. What else is there?
Well, there's science. Different researchers have plausible explanations. Doug Clark used infrared radiation to examine the fluid's composition. He believed it was common vegetable oil.
So it's unusual that an oil would sit somewhere exposed to the air for 8 years and not be rancid or not take on a deeper colour. That makes me suspect that the oil is not too old.
Rob Hart from Curtin University's Medical Imaging Department took X-rays of the statue. They revealed a sponge-like area at the bottom inside the statue.
It's just a porous structure that could conceivably hold some kind of fluid.
When I walked into the church, I looked up on the wall and said there's a Madonna and Child on the wall.
The minister and parishioners of this South Australian 140-year-old Anglican church still believe the Virgin Mary can be seen in this wall.
I think it's a miracle, and for that reason it really defies explanation, really doesn't need any explanation.
But construction engineer John Goldfinch came up with one years ago.
Unfortunately, I have to adopt a scientific view and suggest that it's poor workmanship. It does appear to be average to poor plaster work in the finishing off of a crack repair.
Then there are the visions. The Virgin Mary on the cliffs of Sydney's Coogee Beach every afternoon for a few months. And this, stigmata, blood on the hands of a statue of Jesus. Eventually, even the church agreed it may have been fake.
and it is possible that the substance was applied to them by human hands.
Let us pray to the Lord.
2 years on, Lena and George still believe the oil and ash are signs from God and that their beloved Michael is his messenger. They're pushing for him to be the next saint.
They ask where the oil come from, where the ash come from. We tell them that's the message from the God.
Laura Sparks showing us there that it isn't what you see, but how you look at it.